Hi, and welcome back to Alberta Camping. We are at Emerson Bridge Park, which is east of Calgary, just north of Brooks, not too far from Brooks actually, and Dinosaur Provincial Park. We've been camped here for 2 weeks. John's been working out of the trailer and I'm back at work, so I've been coming out on weekends. This is a really unique campground. After being in the Alberta parks campgrounds and then coming to a county campground, I kind of want to change all my ratings of the other campgrounds. We were just used to being in Kananaskis and dry camping all the time, and for those purposes, those campgrounds are really great, right?
Perfect.
Because water was close by, dump stations were close by, nice big sites, a lot of seclusion, a lot of wildlife, a lot of trails. So those are the reasons we had lots of high ratings at the Kananaskis campgrounds. But now that we're in a county-owned campground, I'm really actually pleasantly surprised by the conveniences here and how cheap everything is. Just to camp here is so much cheaper. We have power, there's a dump station, there's showers, and the showers are free. Firewood, the bundles are really quite small, but they're only $5 a bundle, so it's comparison. But there's local places around here, farmers, that have been selling firewood for quite cheap actually in big bundles. We found big huge bundles for $6. So what I need to say mostly is that this Emerson Bridge Park is very unique. There is an opportunity for you to be secluded into the woods and not see people. There's opportunities to be in a wide open space. There's lots of really neat group camps, which are actual sites that are surrounded by trees, and you could probably get 3 or 4 rigs down in there.
Easily.
Yeah, and it's very secluded, and you would just be by yourselves, not in a big open field. And other ones that are, I guess what they would consider group camps out here, a lot different from Kananaskis group camps, where they're just basically double sites or triple sites. Bugs out here, not loving them very much. There's lots of bugs, but the wildlife is totally different. We hear coyotes, we see hawks all the time, lots of bunnies and chipmunks in this area, and they also have bat houses, which scared the bejeebers out of John the one night because he had bats flying around his head.
They use the bats to control the bugs, so that kind of helps it quite a bit. It's not too many mosquitoes, lots of little tiny flies, but those things are only here during the early morning, mid-afternoon, and then they're gone.
Yeah.
And if it's windy, they're gone, so they can't stay around in the wind. And it's windy quite a bit, so that's one thing to keep in mind. It is a little more windy than you're used to.
Well, and you're kind of in storm alley, so if there is storms coming, you're going to probably get them here. But what's nice about this place in comparison to some other campgrounds in the neighborhood is that there are trees and you are sheltered, whereas we went up to Prairie
Oasis, yep.
And it's a very nice campground, and it's right on a heated reservoir because it's by the power station. So we're off of Highway 36. So if you head north on Highway 36, you're going towards Hanna. You are going to come across Prairie Oasis, which is also a very nice campground, but it's not as sheltered from storms as this one would be.
So this campground is in the Red Deer River Valley, which helps a lot. So as you're coming up Highway 36, you'll come down the Red Deer River Valley, and there's this campground off to the side. It's I've been driving by this for years, and I haven't really ever stopped in and looked at it. So about a month ago, and I stopped in, went through it, and went, wow. So yeah, 30 amp power throughout. There's a few sites without 30 amp power, but they're more for tenting. So those are pretty nice as well.
The one thing that I'm finding really, really interesting about this place is that each site is so different. And I know I said that before, but they're quirky. They're interesting. If you want to be right by the playground, there are lots of spots there. If you want to be open with a lot of different people, like a lot of people that you're with, there's places for that. Lots of shelter places. Our campsite is the most bizarre thing I've ever seen, actually. Because when you back in and you open your trailer, the fire pit isn't there. It's on the opposite side. But it's like a little hidden gem because you come around the trailer and the fire pit's out in a field. This is our campsite. Like we have a field, which is really bizarre. And to my left is a big open area where you can play, and there's horseshoe pits where you can go get the horseshoes from them. Really nice tenting sites.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were really nice. We drove past there.
So it's got a baseball diamond, volleyball nets, and
lots of day use areas.
Yeah, lots of day use. There is a
But
boat launch by the river.
Like it's so well maintained.
And they mowed the grass.
Yeah.
Which is probably good because there's rattlesnakes in this area.
Yeah, I didn't know that before we came.
I didn't tell her.
No. But
we haven't seen any.
No, we haven't really seen any snakes. We saw one dead one on a rope. It wasn't a rattle. It was just a little harmless one.
No, that's in this actual campground. There's not really very many snakes at all. They might be in the bush, but stay out of the bush, which is why they keep the grass so short.
And there's lots of paths. There isn't really anything nearby for hikers, so this wouldn't be like a hiker's paradise. But we drove down to Dinosaur Provincial Park, and it took us, 20 minutes, 25 minutes?
Yeah, it's about 25, 30 minutes to Dinosaur from here, and in comparison, if you are looking at going to Dinosaur Park, it's pretty much...
It's a field.
It's a field. You're crammed next to your neighbors.
Yeah.
It's not very nice. It's really hot.
If you want to camp and you want to go to Dinosaur Provincial Park, I would suggest coming here and do the drive over there.
Yeah.
It's not a nice campground. I wouldn't camp there.
No.
There was lots of families and stuff though, and it was like it's decent enough and it's kept up. It's just I felt like everybody was really crowded in. It almost felt like they needed to take every second site out.
Dinosaur is great if you're going to explore the Dinosaur Park itself and going into the
Badlands.
various Badlands area and the fossil beds. But if you're actually wanting to go camping, well, it's good for a day trip and then come back here. The other nice thing here is they've been having fires even during last year when there was fire bans. They had their fires available largely because they've actually got irrigation in here. So they do irrigate the grass and the brush. Whereas we went to Dinosaur yesterday, and I think there was a fire ban because they had extreme as their fire rating. So
right, it's super hot and dry there.
Yeah.
So you can't count on being able to have a campfire there for sure.
And you'd be staring at your neighbor really close.
I would stay at Prairie Oasis.
Prairie Oasis is nice.
It is pretty because if you want to go, and there's a really nice beach. They had like a store and like a
concession stand.
Concession, and you can take your boats out onto the water there, and the campsites were fine.
The Prairie Oasis actually has power and water to their sites, which is convenient. However, without sewer,
why do you need the water?
Yeah, the water becomes kind of not really as good because you're going to have to drive and dump anyway.
We did the tour of Hanna. It's actually a quaint little place. I know you work there all the time.
Often.
You're in there, in and out all the time. But we decided to actually explore it a little bit. And they have a cute little Pioneer Village Heritage Park type thing. And the Nickelback album covers on the sides of the arena.
They're the proud home of Nickelback, just in case you're looking for that.
But we found a campground. And I took pictures.
Yep.
And, don't camp there.
No.
No.
But they do have power, water, and sewer. But I wouldn't camp there.
No, everything's falling apart.
Although you'd be by yourself mostly.
Yeah, I don't think anybody else would camp there. It's kind of a field. It's really rustic. Rustic is maybe being too kind.
Yep.
For the campground they have in Hanna. We were actually laughing. We were like, why do they even bother? Really, honestly. And I'd be afraid of the water for the condition of the campground.
Well, it would have been town water, so it wouldn't have been too bad. I'm sure the sewer goes into the town sewer. But yeah, it's definitely not somewhere I want to camp. And then the other campground they have in Hanna was basically next to the museum, but it's closed for construction. It looks like it's been closed for construction for a number of years, actually. But
yeah, it's not really a campground.
No.
Now, where was that place that we found? And it was where we were walking along the shore of the reservoir.
That was Carrollside.
Carrollside.
Carrollside Campground. You'll see the sign on Highway 36, and it's to the east. and it's about 13 kilometers off Highway 36 on Highway 570. It's paved all the way there. It's actually on a reservoir, and that's owned by the Special Areas County, so they're the same people that does Prairie Oasis. They're actually fixing it up. I've been stopping there for years to use the bathroom when I'm going through, and it's, you know, I've always looked at it as kind of a, if you need to stop somewhere overnight, not too bad. You can probably get away with just parking there. But they're actually fixing it up and starting to fix the sites up. But again, it's not treed very much at all. And
I could see tornadoes going through that one.
Well, Prairie Oasis as well. But you're basically subject to the wind in those places. So
Yeah,
if it's calm, it's not bad. But if it's windy...
But the people that were there were all boaters. They all had the trailers or the boats in their sites. So there's a real reason to be there. But it was clean.
Yeah, they've done a lot of work on it.
The weird, quirky thing was, though, if you want water at Carolside, you have to put coins in a machine.
Yep.
And then hook up your water to a machine, and then you only get a certain amount of gallons per...
$2 for 10 gallons. So our tank and ours is 45 gallons, so we're looking at about $9 to fill it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little weird.
And camping is only $15, but I think it went up from 10. So there you go.
So I guess if you
services.
calculate your water and the actual camping, it wouldn't be so bad. But anyway, back to here, Emerson Bridge Park. I would come back, definitely. Just be prepared for these little flies and bugs, because there are quite a few of them. So we've got a campfire going just to help with that, and a little bit of a breeze is helping a little bit. We've had to eat our meals in the trailer.
Most of the time. We've had some outside.
It wasn't like this all the time, though. When we first came out, we didn't have this problem with the bugs.
Yeah.
Also, this whole area is surrounded by Saskatoon berry bushes. So I'm sure in the height of Saskatoon berry season, what's that, end of July?
No, I think it's the beginning and middle of July, so don't come here then.
Because I guess this area where we are, because there's so many berry bushes, it has a lot of people picking berries for free.
Actually, our site we're in right now, we could probably fill a few buckets.
Yeah,
there's still lots on the lots of berries on the bush, but they're overripe by now, so we can't really bother with them. But yeah, if we could sit here and make Saskatoon berry pies or something, pretty easy.
So the river, you don't have river access here.
Well, you do.
Over by the bridge. Sort of.
Over by the bridge, you can get in.
So that's on the right at the entrance.
Yep.
And you can float all the way down to Dinosaur Provincial Park from here.
Yep.
If you want to end here, though, you have to go all the way to Finnegan Ferry, which is a 35-kilometer float.
It's not recommended.
No, it would take forever. You would have to take a meal.
Well,
make sure you go early enough so that you're getting out in daylight.
And just remember, where you're in the valley, cell phone signal is very spotty.
Yep.
So there's a lot of areas.
Yeah, we're able
even
to
here in the park, we don't get very much.
We don't have any right in our sight. It will come and go, but we've found that if we go out by the pit toilets, we can get a little bit. If we go further towards the highway, there is a cell tower there, so we're able to get a little bit of service there. Don't really need it, but if you do need it, you can get it.
If you want cell service, pick your sites, because the stuff closer to the highway are going to have better service.
Yeah.
Because it'll pick up the repeater.
Yeah. But overall, this is quite a nice campground.
It's very nice. It's kind of a hidden gem, and it's right by Gem. Gem's just down the road. So stuff to go see. You got, you can check out Dinosaur Provincial Park, about 20 minutes, 30 minutes away. Prairie Oasis, even if you wanted to go there to go water skiing or just sit by the lake for the day. That's about
nice
30
beach.
minutes away. Drumheller is roughly 45 minutes to an hour away, depending on which direction you go. You got
Brooks.
Finnegan Ferry, you got Brooks, you got, the lake south of Brooks. But yeah, overall, this is a decent location, close enough to a bunch of stuff for day trips. And for camping, it's very nice and quiet.
Yeah,
This is actually Labor Day long weekend. And there's spots available here, and it's been a quiet weekend. So it's really nice that way.
Yeah.
Different than what you're used to in Kananaskis, where it'd be a zoo right now.
Yeah, exactly. So what are we going to give it? A 9 point...
Well, Heather's going to give her a rating because
So
she can use her hairdryer.
I'm gonna bump all my other ratings down 0.2 and give this one, well, because I can use my hairdryer.
Yeah.
I can go have a shower.
Yeah.
I can... Well, there's lots of things I can do here.
Yeah. You can use a microwave.
Not that we use the microwave ever. It's got the dish towels in it, but
She can use it.
but I could use it if I really wanted to. Did you not have the air conditioning on here?
Had air conditioning. Yeah.
So you can have air conditioning. It does get really hot here in the midst of the summer. So
It is. It's just like Dinosaur Park is really warm up in the 40s in this midsummer. So this will be slightly cooler, but still hot enough. You're gonna need air conditioning.
35, 40, it all feels the same at that point.
So.
Yeah. So I would give it, what, a 9.8, 9? And bump everything back.
There you go.
And it's just because of the bugs right now, really. But I love the bunnies. I love them. Harry, I named him Harry. He was lovely, and I don't know, like that was last weekend. And he's not around right now, so he's
Well, he took
off
the long weekend
exploring.
off.
Yeah, he must be off having a vacation for the weekend.
Yep.
I still haven't seen a bat, though. I'd like to see a bat, and I'd like to see a snake from a distance.
From a distance.
From a distance.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. So anyway, this is Alberta Camping. We're at Emerson Bridge Park, and subscribe and like this video.
Happy camping.